Imagine this. It's Sunday morning in Minneapolis. Families gather at Annunciation Church. Kids are dressed up, ready for Mass, ready to go pray before heading into the school year. Two of those kids, 8-year-old named Fletcher and a 10-year-old named Harper, were sitting in those pews. Their parents, probably like all parents, were hoping for nothing more than a normal morning where their kids got to be around their friends, learn, and socialize at school. And then it happened. Over 100 rounds fired through stained glass, shattering windows, shattering pews, and shattering lives. In seconds, 2 children were gone. Dozens wounded, and when the dude was done, he took his own life. Now, you'd think the story couldn't get any worse. You'd think the story ended here with mourning, grief, and unity. But it didn't. Within hours, America did what America always does. It split. Instead of holding each other, we held up microphones and blamed the other political tribe. And the real causes, the things that we could actually change to stop this from happening again, swept aside, swept under the rug again. Now flip the channel with me. On the right, headlines screamed about mental illness and gender confusion. House Speaker Mike Johnson said the problem wasn't guns, it was the human heart. Others implied that the shooter's gender identity was the explanation, as if that alone explains all of this horror. Now, flip the channel, and suddenly the story is completely different. On the left, it was framed as a MAGA rage, white nationalism, the result of weak gun laws. Governor Gavin Newsom called it the latest chapter of America's gun cult. Commentators linked it to extremism, Trumpism, and the culture of hate that stems from the right. So what happens? One side sees a mentally ill, gender-confused loner. The other side sees a white nationalist with a gun and too much hate. And nobody actually sees the whole picture. Nobody actually sees Fletcher. Nobody actually sees Harper. Instead, they just see ammo, a big basket of political ammo. And I'm sorry if I seem pissed about this, I am. Here's what we actually know. His name was, actually I'm not going to say his name, we'll just call him the bum. Well, the bum was 23 years old, a former student. He left behind videos and writings where he obsessed over other mass shooters. The FBI found a manifesto. He studied Columbine, Uvalde. He wanted the infamy. He wanted to be part of that sick, twisted lineage of killers we can't seem to stop glorifying. And here's the part that should make you sick. He bought his weapons legally. This was a person clearly unstable, posting violent fantasies, consumed by rage, and he walked into a store and walked out with enough firepower to do what he did. These are all serious problems. But somehow, instead of focusing there on all the things we just discussed, we're bickering over whether his political leanings make him our problem or their problem. Let's zoom out for a second. Why do people like this bum keep coming back? Copycat after copycat. Because we keep rewarding them. We binge watch Netflix documentaries about murderers. We plaster killers' faces on every single headline. We dissect their lives like they're Taylor freaking Swift. And when one unstable kid with a warped mind watches that, he doesn't see horror, he doesn't see pain. He sees a path to becoming famous. That's the America that we've built, where outrage is currency and killers can buy fame with blood. And then add in our media system, both mainstream and social. News networks thrive on division. Social media thrives on anger. We treat mental illness like it's a superpower. These systems make us miserable. They make us enraged. And when we give those enraged individuals easy access to weapons, it's like building a fire pit, pouring gasoline all over it, handing everyone matches, and then acting shocked when someone lights one. Here's an uncomfortable truth. There are conversations we're not even allowed to have. If the right mentions that gender dysphoria can sometimes overlap with mental health struggles, the left screams bigotry. If the left mentions gun reform, the right screams tyranny. And we sit here, paralyzed, screaming at each other while children get buried and we're unable to do anything. It is not one thing. It's not one thing that's causing all this. It's all of it together. It's untreated mental illness. It's mental illness irresponsibly treated with pills. It's easy access to weapons. It's an obsession with fame. It's a media ecosystem that thrives on outrage, hate, and freaking chaos. But Try saying that out loud and watch how fast you get shoved into one box or the other. Watch how fast the nuance disappears. Watch how fast this video doesn't go viral. 2 children are gone. Their families will never recover from that. Never. Their classmates will never forget what they just experienced. And what will America do? Probably move on by next week. Maybe squeeze out another Netflix doc about the dark mind of this bum. Maybe scream online about what political party he really belonged to. But what we won't do, the one thing that we never do, is change. Because the truth is, until we can look at these tragedies without instantly splitting into tribes, until we can admit that this is about guns and mental health and media and the way we glorify killers and the way we glorify violence, nothing will change. And if nothing changes, guess what? Then Fletcher and Harper didn't just die in vain. They died in a cycle we've all agreed to continue perpetuating. So the next time a tragedy like this hits, and God help us, you know there will be a next time, ask yourself, am I just pointing fingers or am I demanding real answers? Because the only way we break the cycle is if we stop playing the culture war game and start asking the harder question. How do we actually stop the next one?